Difference between private limited and public limited company. A private limited company is a form of joint stock company which has restrictions on transfer of shares. Public limited company is a joint stock company which is not a private company or a private limited company. Public limited company has been defined as a joint stock company which is not private limited. In case of private limited company, the shares are not freely transferable. In case of public limited company, the shares are freely transferable. A private limited company requires minimum 2 directors, whereas a public limited company requires minimum 3 directors. In case of private limited company, the minimum number of members required are 2 and the maximum number of owners or the members that a private limited company can have is 50. However, in case of public limited company, the minimum number of members required is 7 and there is no upper limit on number of members that a public limited company can have. A private limited company cannot invite general public to subscribe to its shares and debentures, whereas public limited company can invite public. They can invite public to invest in the shares and debentures of the company. A public limited company can openly advertise and invite the general public to subscribe to its shares or debentures. A private limited company cannot do any such kind of advertisement through which it can invite a general public to invest in the shares of the private limited company or the debentures of private limited company. In case of private limited, it is compulsory for the company to use the words private limited after the name of the company. In case of public limited company, it is compulsory to add the word limited after the name of the company. To start a private limited company, you need to have a minimum paid up capital of rupees 1 lakh. In other words, the owners should invest minimum 1 lakh to start a private limited company. The 1 lakh should be invested from the pocket of the owners or the shareholders. In case of public limited company, the minimum paid capital required is rupees 5 lakhs.